Hello, Gemini. Thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. For supportive oracle cards, Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. Already shuffled. Let's go ahead and see what we have. Relationship first, single second. Oracle cards come out where needed. This could be really good. There's only one card that's a slight detractor. I feel like it's really not that bad, though. I really feel like it's not that bad. You do have the Sun card coming into this, by the way. The Sun card is on your side. Things should be pretty much on point. I once knew a Gemini that said, you know what, there's going to be a degree of disappointment. It's whether you center on it or not that makes the difference. So maybe that makes sense here. So there is going to be a degree of disappointment, a degree of it coming forward. Even though you're having the Sun card now, I feel like what they're saying is like, hold on to this energy, pull it forward with you. And when you have a little bit of, the little bit of something coming forward that you really don't want, just hold on to this part. And remember that, the majority of it is really good. Don't center on what's not right. Center on what is right. Because there's a lot going really well for you right here. Now, I'm also feeling like the Temperance card, when it's coming in as your challenge card, is telling me like slow and steady does win the race. Force yourself to stay on the same path for this one. Because you have the Sun card. You do like a bit of spontaneity. You do like a little bit of, changing things up here and there and having a few options. But they're like, for this specific situation, keep this on the same path. Have fun with other things. Keep other things a little bit more random. But for this situation, it's going well. Keep it on the same path. The longer you keep it on the same path, the longer you're going to stretch out the Sun card feel. I realize it may get a smidget boring, but I'm also feeling like it goes very well. It goes very well for your partner too. They've got the Three of Cups. They seem to be enjoying very social atmosphere with you. I almost feel like they're showing you off in a sense, or like they're enjoying time with you. For some people, I feel like it's almost like game night, and you're really shining on game night, for whatever that means, and they're loving it. They're loving that, every moment of it. I'm also seeing the Star card as their challenge card. And I almost feel like that's almost like a leaving caution to the wind type feel in this situation. Are they telling you what they like? They are communicating something in the future, but I feel like there's something more they need to tell you. They're enjoying this, but I feel like the fact that they want this to continue, I don't see them. I feel like they're just expecting, because you like it so much, they're expecting it to continue. That's the Star card. It's like expectant. It's like just expecting things to go well. You're enjoying this moment. They know you're enjoying this moment. They're expecting you're going to keep it the same. They're expecting that, which for whatever reason, I don't know if that makes sense for you or not, but they're expecting this will just keep going the same way because it was so fun. I don't feel like that's... I feel like you're going to want to change things up. I feel like that's a natural Gemini energy. Like you're going to want to change things up and get a little bit more spontaneity. Make things a little different this time. You know what I mean? It's almost like I've had pizza with, the dough, the sauce, the cheese. How about we do, a different type of pizza where we do the dough, do ranch dressing, some bacon, and some mozzarella cheese. How about that? I think I'm forgetting something, but that's like the mozzarella bacon ranch is something we have here up where I am. But it was like, oh, that sounds good. That's like still a pizza, but it's a little different. Let's mix it up. Or like the barbecue bacon pizza. Like it's like mixing it up. Like, ooh, it's something different. It's technically the same, but it's something different. I feel like that's a natural Gemini energy. Same yet different. There's more coming through, but I'm waiting to feel like how this is landing, because I feel like they want this to stay, and they're very much about it. They want to continue on. They would like to make this a pattern. If they could make this a pattern, yeah, because it's that much fun to them. They would love to make this a pattern. I feel like you can do that. I feel like you can definitely do that for this person. For your partner, you can do that. You got the Queen of Cups. You are in the power position to make that an actualization. You're able to bring that forward. Your partner would love to make this a pattern. And I am seeing like the thought of a pattern, it's a little bit too predictable. It can get a little stale for you. But I feel like understanding that your partner really does want this, that's the acceptance coming in with it. The challenge is to not walk on from this. The challenge is to like let it be and just kind of let it keep going and to let that constitute. I am seeing the Seven of Swords here, but I feel like it's walking away from other possibilities is literally what I feel that is. It's kind of like, all right, game night, every night this night. By doing that, by cementing into that, or even like for some people it could even be like a bowling league for whatever reason. Whatever. It almost feels like to you, it's like it can become very stale. And by doing that, you have to let go of other possibilities. It's kind of like, well, if we commit to that, then these other random things that happen every now and then, we can't do some of those because we're going to be doing this. It's almost like it's like once or twice a week, and then you're getting together on Saturdays at certain times to like practice some things like that. Some people get that much into it. It's up to you, but like it's kind of like it's restricted. You have to let go of other possibilities to do this. For your partner, though, I feel like that's something you're willing to do. You got the Empress card here. Some Geminis are very, very creative, and I mean that in the sense of like you can give in to a pattern, but then you have your own spontaneity within that pattern. It's almost like, all right, I can do this bowling thing, okay. But like once a week when we practice, we need to go to different bowling alleys at least to practice. We may have to go to the same one to be in this league because the league is at this certain alley. But when we practice, let's go to this other town and try their bowling place. Let's go to that other town and try that bowling place. Let's have a little bit more adventure with it at least because I'd like to try something else. I'd like to get a little bit more experience in with this a little different ways. So it's kind of like some Geminis are really, really creative and like there may be a pattern here. There may be a repetition. But they find their way to make things a little bit more spontaneous. They find their way to still get something in there that gives them a little bit more spontaneity, a little bit more fun with it, that keeps them going. Your partner, they're watching your reaction to this. Because whatever this situation is, if you're not into it, it's not going to work. You have to be a part of whatever it is they're having fun with, this social connection they're having fun with. Unless you're into it, unless you're involved, engaged in it, it's not going to be worth it for them. You have to be engaged, you have to be excited, you have to be having fun. That's part of the joy for them, watching you having a good time. Again, they very much want this to happen. They got very complimenting cards. Both of them are on their side, both of these. The King of Swords and the Queen of Wands. These are very complimenting cards, like she's very much full of action and drive. He's very much full of communication and, planning sometimes. Swords can be planning. I know that Pentacles are usually known for planning. Swords can be. It's very strategic with swords, though. They're going to be very inspired to keep going forward. They have the gratitude here. This is something, they love doing this with you, but they love that you're into it. They love that you're into it. So that's a very, very important part to them. They want to keep going with this, but only as long as you're into it. If this is something that's going to drown you and make you feel like, I just got to do this, it's going to suck the fun out of it for them. Your partner loves watching you enjoy it. They love watching you flourish. They love watching you be in your element. That's part of this for them. Like they really live through that. Like watching you enjoy yourself, they love that. That's a big component here. So whatever you agree to, if you do have to change it first before you kind of make a pattern, it's almost like if we're going to do the bowling thing. I don't know why, but like that when you practice, going different places to practice, like that's something that would bring more vitality to you. Because I feel like not only would you have that for the practice where you'd have like, oh, this is different, let me try this. Oh, this place is nice. I'm glad we got to see it. You can also bring that forward in conversations to other places, other people when you're doing the bowling league. Like you're like, oh yeah, we went to this place and we saw this and this is what they were doing there. I feel like that brings the vitality in for you. Whatever it is you're doing, I feel like as long as you have your own niche of enjoyment, you'll be fine. But you have to have that joy there. If you don't have it yourself, you don't legitimately have it yourself, this will not make it. This will tank. Are we good? I think we're good. Okay. I like that one. I think that was good. I like how that one went. Uplifting. Your partner is having a lot of fun. It's fun to realize your partner is really enjoying you enjoying something else. Like, they enjoy watching you. They're participating with you, though. But it's like the fact that to them, you're in your element, you're doing really well, you're having a lot of fun. They like watching you have a lot of fun. It really means a lot to them. It really makes them feel good. What do we have for single Gemini? Messages for single Gemini. Single Gemini. Okay. I kind of see where this is going, but let's go through it just in case something else comes forward. Justice in the past. Justice in the past makes me feel like it's almost like there's a situation that never really started. And as it comes into the center, it's kind of like it's coming around again. It almost feels like the possibility that a situation with a person, having somebody in your life, getting a possible chance at romance here. The Four of Swords and the Eight of Swords are kind of conflicting at the same time. It's almost like there was a near miss in the past where you just didn't get your chance to really explore this situation, or this other person just wasn't available, something like that. You're kind of coming around again. It seems like the possibility is there. There seems to be a bit of resistance. And when I'm getting the Eight of Wands coming in, I feel like it's kind of like last minute you get your chance to hang out with this person. It's not expected, but it's not like the Tower card because it's not throwing things all over the place. But the way these two come in, it's like you're not seeing something coming. You're not thinking it's really going to happen. You're hoping something will. You're hoping to get a chance to hang out with this person at the last minute. Excuse me. It's like at the last minute. It's almost like you're hanging out on a Friday. You see that they're not busy. You're not busy. And you're kind of like, you want to go somewhere for dinner or something? And they're like, okay. Completely not expecting them to say yes. You're just kind of throwing it out there. And your opportunity is there. You're not expecting them to go forward with it is really what I'm getting. I'm getting this is somebody that actually you like a lot. You've got the Empress card. And I do feel like the conversation goes well enough. You do like this person. Conversation goes well enough. Things seem fine. I don't seem to have a problem there. What I'm seeing come forward next is actually the Ten of Pentacles. You think that would be good? Usually it is. When it comes to romance, with what I'm seeing connect in, like, you've got the Five of Pentacles where you're standing. The environment has the Eight of Pentacles. There's a very heavy pentacle feel here, but especially since yours is the Five. Like, that's Earth. Earth and air, sometimes it can be worked out. I feel like this is too heavy. This is too heavy. Something is not going to work. I feel like this is going to turn into a friendship. And it doesn't mean that that's what they're defining it as. You might realize that this is better as a friendship. That totally could be in your boat. To where you're like, you're seeing what this person's about, what they're living with, what they're doing. And you're getting to understand a little bit more about their life. I feel like a lot of you are going to look at this like, yeah, I do like this person. But if I get involved with their life, that's not really what I want. It's not really what I want. And I'm getting here the Nine of Swords is like the passion is there. The attraction is there. I just feel like what they're about and what they're into and what they're doing, it's just not meshing for you. And you're very intelligent. You see it. You're like, there's no way I can have a romance with this person and not end up getting sucked into these things. And I don't want to do those things. It's just not for me. I actually feel like for some of you, and I don't know how this sounds, but I feel like it's just the honest reaction. Like this person has a couple kids, and you just don't mesh well with the kids, and you're realizing, you know what, if I'm getting involved with this person, I have to I have to be okay with that. I have to be good with that. I can't expect to be with this person and not be okay with that. Like that's not a negotiable. And I feel like for some of you, I don't feel like you're telling this person that, but that literally is why you're moving on. I don't know how that sounds. I feel like that if you're identifying it right in the beginning and you know that's a problem, I just feel like that's okay. Like if you're realizing like this, I don't want to be a part of this, that is why. I feel like just being honest and realizing it with yourself, just being honest with yourself, like I don't want to do this. There's some stress with it because you got the Knight of Swords, but the will is telling me like you're realizing, no, this isn't for me. This really isn't for me. It doesn't mean you have to tell this other person that, but if it's not for you, it's not for you. I feel like for some of you, it's that. It's something like that. I feel like being honest with yourself that that's just not something you want to be a part of. I don't feel like that's bad. I really don't. I feel like for the majority of you, you're not really going to tell the other person that, which I feel like that's fair. Like, why bother? Why do that? Because, like, what are you expecting? Like, they're going to get rid of their kids? Like, seriously, why say that? But I feel like it's fine. All right, I'm letting that go there. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.